What is up, guys? Welcome back to Swish Life Garage with your boy Caleb. Got yet another video for you guys. As the title says, I am going to be swapping in some S2000 seats today. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it. Now, I did make a video previous years back about it, back when I probably only had about 100 subscribers. And as well, I was just trying to record off of iTouch. Now, I do have an updated camera and I'm going to try to give you guys some more information. Hopefully it will be better and more in detail and make the swap as easy for you guys that may be doing it. Now, if you guys saw the other video, I did paint the seat rails. I did clean the Del Sol seats. Now, of course, the Del Sol seats are from a 93. They've been used up quite a bit and the sun has been taking a toll on the seats themselves. So I'm not going to be reusing those. I know some people may not like that decision, but if you guys know me, I like to modify everything. I like everything to my taste, and that's just what I decide to do. Now, the steps that I will be taking for the Del Sol can be used for your Accord, Prelude, CRX, whatever car you may have. You will have to do the same thing as well, just because the actual seat rails won't fit into your specific car, because every car's floor pan is a bit different. Now, if you guys are one of the older subscribers from back in years previous, you guys know I did have S2000 seats in my other Del Sol previously. Now, if you're unaware, that Del Sol did get stolen probably about 3 years ago. I did get the car back, but of course it was missing some parts, and that's just one of the things I never put back into the car. So finally, we're going to be installing them once again, because I feel like these seats just fit the Del Sol perfectly. So without taking any more time, let's get right into it. The seats are all cleaned up and the seat rails are all painted real nicely. Time to assemble seats and put them back into the Del Sol. But I'm actually not going to be putting these back into the Del Sol. I'm going to show you what seats we're going to be putting, and I'm going to start with the passenger seat. So let me go ahead and bring that one on out. This is the seat we're going to be swapping out with. It's a S2000 seat with a OEM optional headrest. To be quite honest, I bought this off eBay. Never seen this before, and so I thought it was pretty badass. I'm actually going to be putting that on the driver's side. This is the passenger side. It came with the plastics as well and the seat belt. We're going to be doing a seat pan swap. If you guys don't know how to do that, I mean, it's fairly simple, but either way, I'm going to show you guys here because I obviously need to do this. Now, if you don't know already and you're just watching this video, you can't just simply swap the seats with the same rails that came from the S2000. It's meant for the S2000. It's not like the Del Sol. So basically, you need to take all the framing right here and the sliders off. We're not going to use them, and we're going to put on the sliders and the frame of the Del Sol onto it. It is fairly easy. If you took apart the seat already, you just do the same thing, basically. Different locations of bolts, what have you, but the driver's side is all put together. The reason why this one's already taken apart is because I got it from eBay like that when they shipped it. So I'm going to start with the passenger side, and let's go ahead and get into it. The seat is partly taken apart. What I need to do is take off the rail that attaches it to the seat. So this one's actually already loose. I checked it. I guess the eBay seller had loosened it. Going to take that off, save the bolts to the side. There's a bolt underneath as well. This one, so that one's off like that. Whip. And then turn it around. Alright, and this one already loosened up as well. I mean, it's a real clean seat. That's the reason why I bought it. Passenger seats aren't too hard to find clean, just because they're passenger seats. You don't always have a passenger. Almost forgot a bolt here. There's one right here. Alright, so after you have the rails off, you need to take off these rings that hold on to the seat pan. Basically holds on the cushion and the leather onto there. You just kind of separate them. You could stretch them out with like some pliers, or you could just cut them. But I plan to reuse some of them, so that's the reason why I'm going to use pliers. Alright, so all the hog rings are taken off. So you just pull the pan off of the seat. There it is. And like right now you could peel it back and get some of that old foam out that'd be falling. Okay, so it looks like our seller, our eBay seller, had already stuffed it with some foam. I guess, you know, for selling purposes. I mean, I get it. But just cleaning it up out of the old foam in here, and we're going to get started on this other cushion over here. Alright, so now we have the Del Sol seat cushion. I got to take out the seat pan. Again, pull out the rings and pull out the pan.
Play dead, made that.
So now we got the Del Sol seat pan. I'm just going to clean it up and just give it a quick wipe down. Okay, so the seat pan is all clean, and now we just attach it to the S2000 seat cushion. So here we have it. It is a bit of a stretch, so I recommend that you start from the back, working your way to the front of the seat. And these are pretty stretched, but I mean, once you sit on the seat, it's going to kind of loosen up. That's pretty much it. Now you're basically going to just assemble it as you would a Del Sol seat. So next we're going to put the rails on it. So I didn't realize the camera was not running, but basically I'm assembling the rails as you would. Put the two nuts onto here. I do got to reach a screw in the back, but we'll get to that later. And it's this one, by the way. I already have the S2000 seat with half of the rail on it from the Del Sol. So I already bolted that up right here, as you guys can see, with the two bolts. Going to be installing the other side onto the other end here. Now the bolt I told you guys that we're going to take care of. Now firstly I gotta make sure the rails are functioning together, so when you pull the handle you gotta install the rod here. And with the rails like this, I'm gonna go ahead and grease them up, since I did take off the grease and everything when I painted them. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the grease into the rails. Next part of this, I did this off camera just because it's kind of hard and I'm moving the seat everywhere. It's not hard, but I'm just not used to doing it. This kind of hooks together, basically one's like that and the other one's like that. So you got to push the leather together. You know, there's the plastic stitched on it as well, so you can push on the plastic and then basically unhook them and then get them out. So I'm doing that right now. You see, once you get it started, it comes off pretty easy. Get this off, and this does lift the whole thing. If you guys could see, so you lift this up and then you try to pull it back, but you got a ring right there, so you got to take that ring off. I might have to take off another one. Yeah, I got to take off one more. And take off these bolts here. And you take that off, and so you can install it to the Del Sol seat rails. Alright, so I'm going to be taking the headrest off because I'm going to put that on the driver's side like I said previously. So to take it off, you got to take this, pull it, and get to the screws. And you take the honeycomb out, and it just comes right out. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and I'm going to clean the honeycomb up. So there we have it. It took a little bit because I didn't fully remember how to do everything, to be quite honest. But the seat is on. Used the OEM Del Sol plastic here for the side, and used the S2000 handle, the lever. So the rails and the plastic completely from the Del Sol. The only thing used from the S2000 was the seats, obviously, and then the seatbelt, because this is newer. It looks a whole lot better than the one that's been in the Del Sol. The seatbelt connector here, the one in the Del Sol obviously has been in the sun and what have you since '93. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this one here. I'm still gonna clean the seats up, but as for now, it's ready to be installed into the Del Sol. Alright, seat is in there. It's not bolted in yet, but it is in there, man. It looks clean. Oh man. This kills it, man. This is sick. That handle looks pretty tight. Came out the way I expected it. Actually, better than I expected it. Now, as for the bolts, I actually am going with Downstar hardware for the seat rails to the actual floor pan. So hit up Downstar for these bolts. Gonna look sick as well with the painted seat rails and the S2000 seats. Let me go ahead and open these up so you guys can see them. Well, here they are. Basically, these bolts have like a collar on them. They're gonna be exactly like that. Just got them in black. Didn't want it to stand out too much. You already have the silver right there from the bolt. Kind of flashing, so it's going to look very clean. Hit up Downstar for this hardware, and I've also done, you know, my H22 on the Prelude. Bought the kit as well, basically the whole engine kit and transmission. Now, 3 of the bolts are the same. One of them is bigger than the other. I believe that one goes on in the rear on the left hand side, closest to the tunnel. It's a new day now. It got dark yesterday. I got the driver's seat right here. I've been having this driver's seat in my room for I don't know how many years. As you could expect, it's a driver's seat, so there is some wear and tear on it right there. Been having this one. I'm gonna put the headrest on this seat, the driver's side. Then as well, the plastic of the headrest was damaged on the other one. Not damaged, but you know, scratched. But that could be taken care of at a later time. But what I'm going to do right now is take off the seat pan of the Del Sol driver's seat here. Just take off these hog rings. Alright, so the seat pan is finished up. Got all the parts for Del Sol ready to go. Now we got to break the S2000 seat on down. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. We're going to start with the plastic covering here and then work our way up to the backrest right here. And then we'll work on the cushion. So let's get right to it. I'm gonna try to show you guys how to do this. I know on the other seat I didn't show you on camera, so hopefully this isn't too hard. The corner is always the hardest to get it started, but you guys could see it just kind of hooks on there, and then it hooks underneath inside. I'm going to be doing this seat a little bit different than I did the other one. I'm going to be putting on the part of the seat rail onto the seat while we have it off, instead of doing it while we have the bottom portion finished. So I got the seat rail right here, and just going to bolt it right up.
Chuki got the sauce, bitch.
Final pieces are all cleaned up. Got the honeycomb cleaned up, the rear plastic, and then the headrest, which I'm very excited about. As you guys can see, it's an optional Honda. I think it looks very clean. Never seen one of these. Let me know what you guys think about this, or if you ever seen one, or if you know where to get one. But let's get right to putting it back onto the car. So the seat is completed, the rails are on, the panel is on, S2000 handle, got the headrest on there, very nice. I'm excited about that, to be quite honest. And got the S2000 seatbelt, well, the connector right there. The rails are looking real nice. And like I said before, there is some wear and tear on it, which can be expected, but come on, these are from about 2002, I believe. Again, guys, we're using bolts that I got from Downstar. These are looking sick. I'll show you guys when they're all installed on the passenger seat. I know when I installed it, it was pretty dark, but let me install the driver's side. Alright, so let's take a look at the seats here. Entering the passenger side. Man, it is looking clean. I touched it up with some McGuire's leather conditioner as well. I cleaned up the leather. Some McGuire's protectant for the paneling as well. S2000 seat handle on there. Matches real nice with the actual seat. And the panels look like they fit the seat as well. There's just kind of a bit of a weird gap where there's nothing there, but I mean, it's alright. Downstar hardware, looking hard as always. Red handle with the Downstar hardware. As you guys could tell, this seat is very clean. Check out the driver's seat over there with the headrest. Looks clean as well, but obviously, you know, has more wear than the passenger side. But we'll get to that. Now you have the back of the seat here. There's some scratches on the actual plastic paneling here. But actually, you know, you don't even really notice that. Even with the rear window down, most people ain't gonna notice it. Now one thing I would like to mention is that the seat belts, they don't retract as fast or as strong as they would if I didn't have the B-pillar bar. You know, once you start to kind of lift it, it'll go in. But it's because it's at an angle just because the way the bar is in there. So it's not in the best position. Now you can use the seatbelt holders from the S2000. I'll show you how that looks. So check out how that looks. It looks pretty clean. But one thing is, if you actually have a passenger in here and they use the seatbelt, that seatbelt ain't never gonna go back in unless you manually do it, which, you know, it's already twisted in there, and then you twist it even more, so it's not really that great. So I mean, maybe for pictures and stuff, you know, you might see me put it in the actual holder, but goddamn. But for the most part, no, I'm not really going to use it. So now we get in from the driver's side. Looks sick, man. You know, as well, we got the paneling from the Del Sol S2000 handle, the Downstar hardware with the painted rails. See some wear and tear on the seat, of course. Got it right here and a bit right here. But the seat overall, for a driver's seat, it's pretty clean. Pretty hard to find something that, you know, beats this. Now the thing that I like, you know, got this optional headrest. Never seen one like I said previously, and it just adds the little extra detail onto here. Looks real nice, man. And you definitely feel the difference when you sit in the seat. Now the S2000 seats, besides in a S2000, I think the only other car that they look good in is the Del Sol. You know, a lot of people may put them in their Civics and their Accords and their Preludes, whatever. You know, whatever car they have, but it never really fits the car. These seats are pretty thin comparing it to other Honda seats. And if you throw it in a Civic, you know, obviously that seat doesn't look like it came from the factory like that. You know, I think the Del Sol plays out the S2000 seats pretty well, since it is a two-door, two-seater. True two-seater. Some people may throw it in the CRX, but you know, it just doesn't match up. The year range doesn't match up with the seats, and it doesn't even look like they came with those. Let me know what you guys think about the S2000 seats and the Del Sol. Well, alright guys, that was quite a long video, I will admit, but man, the seats are looking mad ill in the car. And I'm real satisfied on how they came out. Drop me a comment down below on what you guys think on how I did. And drop me a big thumbs up or a big thumbs down as you feel is needed. And if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Or if you are subscribed, go ahead and unsubscribe if you don't like my videos. But the seats are looking sick in the car. Now it's looking like we have a complete interior. Got the S2000 seats with the actual painted seat rails and the Downstar hardware. It is looking mad hard, man. But hopefully you guys got some good information. Even if you're not going to use it here in the future, maybe down the road. If this is your first time viewing, just because of the seat pan swap, I would recommend for you guys to subscribe, because I always have information on these videos. I'm not much of an entertainer, but I'm more of an informational guide on how to do things. And hopefully you guys like that. But this video is long already as is, and I appreciate you guys for subscribing. For the new subscribers, we're already at 4,100 subscribers, next on to 4,200, so that's pretty exciting as well. I'm going to keep progressing on the car as things come along, you know. If you guys can't already tell, this thing is going to go far, and all my projects, really, I got big plans for them. So videos are going to keep coming on the way, and hopefully you guys will be there to watch them all and just give me that support, which I really appreciate. Well, alright guys, this video is long already, so you guys know what to do. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video, alright?